Hey everybody, Matt Martin here with this week's Broker Minute or Two. Listen, over the past week or two, there has been a lot of discussion, a lot of noise, a lot of voices in regards to lawsuits and the proposed NAR settlement that came out last week. And let me just start with this. As is usually the case in anything that is substantially changing in our industry, please don't allow yourself to fall victim to what I call the echo chambers of ignorance that tend to be out there. I'm not trying to bash on anybody, but there's Facebook groups and there's discussion forums where people just stand up and react emotionally sometimes and pontificate. And a lot of times they come from a place of ignorance. They actually don't know what's going on. So why would you surround yourself with that noise? Come to, your leaders who actually are fully vested in this and track these things on a regular basis, and let us give you the correct lay of the land. So what my broker minute is for today. So in regards to the NAR settlement, there's two primary components. One is, and this has literally no change in the state of Utah, you must have your buyer's agency in writing before working as somebody's agent. Well, guess what? In the DRE rules, rule number 2, right behind your fiduciaries, it says just that if you're going to work as somebody's agent, you must have that agency defined in writing. That's been there for decades. So there's really no change for us there in the state of Utah. The second component of the settlement is in regards to publishing via the MLS cooperative agent or cooperative brokerage commission. That will no longer be allowed on the MLS. Are there 10, 20, 100 different scenarios to navigate around that? Yes, there are. And I will just tell you this, having done this for nearly a quarter of a century, we always find a way to maintain a cooperative marketplace of doing real estate transactions because it takes cooperation, right? And people don't operate as a charity in this. So can you imagine, just as one simple example, what if Remax Associates decide to say on their website, not on the MLS, here are our active properties, and here is the cooperative compensation that is being offered to any brokers that brings a ready, willing, and able buyer. Yeah. Scenario 2, if you read the analysis of that second component, there is the door open for a seller to offer concessions to the buyer and their obligation to the brokerage that is representing to them, just like if they're paying for closing costs or a home warranty or whatever. Will there be some adjustment in the lending side of things and underwriting guidelines? Yes, but there will, I promise you, lending, title, brokerages, we all need to continue to close transactions if we're going to stay viable and stay in business. And so there will be a way to found out to do that. And then, of course, we have simple addenda like the real estate brokerage addenda that allows the seller and the buyer to negotiate how the buyer's agency or obligations to the buyer's agency is covered. So there's already a myriad of ways. And when you take a step back and you look at it, nothing's changed for us agency-wise. We've changed a little bit of where something can be published and how we actually ensure that the payments are in place so we're covered contractually. Yeah, there's a little bit of a tweak there, but by and large, it doesn't change our industry here in the state of Utah very much. What I would say to you is, with so much fear and uncertainty and doubt amongst your peers, this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate your leadership, to smile at people when they raise the issue and be like, you know what, if I didn't know better, if I was outside the industry, I would have some of the same concerns, some of the same questions, but let me tell you the correct lay of the land, right? One of the questions I had in a sales meeting I was at this morning was, well, what happens if you run across a seller who doesn't want to offer any cooperative commission? I know we're talking predominantly about the buyer's side on this message, but let me just tackle that one real quickly. If we're professional, if we know our craft and we have any level of gift of communication at all, we should be able to sit down with a seller and say, listen, if I didn't know better, if I wasn't in the industry, I would be thinking the exact same thing you are. But let me share with you, right? And this is where you're going to have some version of a dialogue where you say, we all understand that when there's more people competing for a product, it drives up the price. Well, it's no different in real estate, right? The more offers that we get on your property, by and large, drives up the value and the price. Yeah, more people competing. It's a scarcity thing, right? And so let me just ask you, Mr. Seller, are we going to get more offers by offering a cooperative commission already defined upfront, or put zero, right? And make the buyers who want representation, there's no doubt buyers want representation by and large. Are you going to create a question in their mind if they're going to have to bring that um, those fees, that cost, that cash to close? Or if you provide them an avenue where it's already negotiated, are you going to get more offers? Right? This is a pretty simple dialogue to talk a seller through. And so I think as we see this unfold over time, you're gonna hear the, oh my gosh, the sky is falling and the industry is completely changing, to everybody going, huh, that really didn't change a whole lot. So get ahead of the curve. Understand that's where this is going to land, and focus on doing your business. When there's so many people out there that are, claiming that it's the end of the world, and it really isn't. This is an opportunity for you to make great strides in your own personal business, demonstrate leadership, capture more buyers and sellers, and move them into your SOI for long-term relationships. I hope that's helpful. And I promise you that is really where this is going. There's a lot of details, but that is largely where it's going to land. And hopefully you can go forward in the springtime with great opportunity and great optimism and crush it. Okay. Have a great week, and we'll talk soon.